A couple of minutes like this. Then I'll be adding the white wine. Well, that's been a couple of minutes. As you see, it's sweating up nicely. Now we're going to add a half a cup of a dry white wine. Raise the flame. Allow that to reduce. Just see the amount. We will allow it to reduce on a high flame. Now while this is still reducing, this is the 1/4 cup of the crab and shrimp stock. We'll just add it now. Let that reduce a little bit more. Now I know my recipe for the thick cream sauce says to strain it, but today, if you use your fine wire whisk and whip it steadily, you'll come out with something smooth. And since it's a stuffing, it doesn't have to be as smooth a sauce as if we were making a sauce to place over something. Okay, at this point, it's almost reduced all the way. We'll lower the flame halfway, and we'll take all of the cream sauce we made, put it in there. Whip it up good. It looks thick, but we're going to put 1 pound of lump crab meat into this. And then this, you either make this the night before or in the morning. It needs to be refrigerated so it's nice and cold when you go to stuff the shrimps. Now we're going to add the crab meat. This is pasteurized lump crab meat. Okay, so it's not cheap. But if you can do something like this, you know, let's do it right. If you can find the fresh, this is pasteurized. It's very difficult to find fresh crab meat that's on ice, because the turnover isn't that great and these fish people lose a lot of it. Now if you don't want to spend the money on the lump pasteurized crab meat, you could always buy the claw meat, which is pretty good. I've used it, nothing wrong with it. Now that mixture with the crab meat, we want to overdo it, but we want to heat this. Crab meat has to get really hot. We don't want anything to go sour on us. That is perfect. That 1 pound and that one recipe of the thick cream sauce is exactly the amount you need. Now, you'll say that this is an awful lot. Well, you can't buy a half a pound. You can only buy 1 pound of this. You use what you use, and the rest you put in a little container and you freeze it. Maybe you want to stuff a rolled fillet of sole or some other kind of fish, or you want to do this again. Put it in the freezer. You have no problems in reconstituting this. You just take it out of the freezer. After it thaws out, put it in a pan like this, mix it up, get it very, very hot, and there it is, your stuffing back together again. Going to raise the flame. I'm going to season this with, today I want to have a little bite to it, so I'm going to start off with a 1/4 teaspoon of Tabasco. Which just might do it. Probably not. I'm used to looking at things and knowing, but that's what we're going to start off with. And then we're going to put also some salt in there. Half a teaspoon of salt. See how it goes. And before this is very, very hot, I'm going to put the scallions in here. Nice for taste and good for color. Now you can use herbs if you want, but there are so many fresh natural items here that I just didn't want to, and even, I'm not even making a sauce for this. I'm going to brown some garlic and some butter. Sauces are great to use, but then again, they kind of take away from the taste of what we're making here. And I don't want to lose any of this flavor by making a sauce. I just added more Tabasco and salt, and like I said, everything will be on the description part of the page, the entire recipe. And there we are. That's it. Now you take this, best thing to do is place it on a plate. There, put this on a plate, wrap it in saran wrap, and put it in the refrigerator for about 4 or 5 hours. Now we're going to make the simple sauce. It's just butter. I'm going to brown the butter. Here's 1 tablespoon of garlic cut in big pieces. As soon as that is a light brown, I'll just sit it off to the side and wait till later. No reason to do everything the last minute. See, that's over a moderate flame, and that's really bubbling. As soon as you see a light brown tint to it, just shut it off and leave it to the side. It's the milk that's browning in the butter. That's a nice, gives it a nice nutty flavor. You can see the garlic browns just a little bit. That's fine. And that's, leave that off to the side and wait till later. And we'll just warm it up. I'll be cooking the stuffed shrimps this way today. Olive oil on aluminum foil, because I'm lazy and it's just simpler, easier cleanup. And I'm going to use the oven on the microwave, set it to about 350, 400, and I'm going to rub this around, put the shrimps down, and have it ready for that stuffing. Putting the shrimps on the pan now, put this in the refrigerator, and wait for that cool stuffing. Just press down, and the stuffing we will roll up, roll into the breadcrumbs, place it right here. I'm going to season all of this with my favorite seasoning, a little Cajun seasoning. Everything has to be seasoned. And we're just going to have, I'll give you the yield on exactly how much this crab meat stuffing is going to make. After making this filling, it'll make quite a bit. A lot more than just these 10. A lot more. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and wait till later. Now we're going to sprinkle some Cajun seasoning on all the shrimps. Now I'll show you what we do with the crab meat. Now this is a Capco scoop. It says number 18A. 1 level scoop of this. Take it in your hand. We don't want the breadcrumbs on the bottom, only on the top. So just roll it around. See how nice and firm it is? Then you take that crab stuffing and just lay it right here on the shrimp. Look how nice that is. Actually, I think 4 of those is plenty to eat, but we're having 5. These are the finished stuffed shrimps with crab meat. And we're going to put them in the oven in about 2 minutes. You'll have the yield on how much this stuffing makes on the information area of the video. Well, there's the finished plate. That took about 10 minutes at 375. We'll take a little of that brown garlic butter and just drizzle a little bit over. The other reason why we don't need a sauce on this, because this stuffing is very moist, heavy with a cream sauce, where other types, which are the worst that you could find, like crab cakes that are made with breadcrumbs as the binder, or this as breadcrumbs with the binder, it's horrible. This is the only way to go. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.